Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. And in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Candy Kingdom palette, which is a collaboration between Little Cosmetics and Adventure Time. So I have this beautiful little palette and then the Lady Rainicorn highlighter. And I'm going to show you swatches, close-ups, and 4 looks in this video, and then obviously a final kind of review at the end. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. In case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows, I love everything fun, bright, and sparkly, and that's exactly what this palette is about. Like, I mean, look at this, it's so beautiful. I'm going to show you the close-ups and swatches, but this is a 24 pan palette and it has 21.6 grams of product. Both the palette and the highlighter have 24 months shelf life, and they're cruelty-free and vegan. This palette contains, as I said, 24 shades. 15 of these are matte shades and 9 of them are shimmers, and they're beautiful. Like, you have pinks, oranges, kind of more like a purpley shades, greens, scum neutral, couple neutral, some blues, a lot of different color stories in here. You have a yellow, which is absolutely beautiful. You have a matte white. Overall, I think this is a really nice color story, and I really like that this palette is kind of divided into 4 6-pans. So you have like this 6-pan, this one, and this one, obviously. And I think that's exactly how I'm gonna structure my looks with this palette, because otherwise, like, there's so many other options. I love this first little quad, then the next quadrant next to it, also beautiful. Like, pretty much any quad you're gonna pick from here is absolutely beautiful, and it works so well. Even, like, you know, like these 4 shades or these 4 shades are so pretty. Like the Shoko, I'm not sure, candy, Cotton Candy Forest, Gumball Guardian, and the Candy Elemental. Like, all of these work so nicely as a color story. Also, this little quad, like the Timmy James 2 Lake Butterscotch and the shade Neddy, so pretty. A lot of these shimmers are like multi-chromes or duochromes. For example, the shade Neddy is like a pink to orange to kind of like fiery red, and it has a lot of gold sparkle. Then this one is kind of like a blue to periwinkle, very, very pretty. Then this one is like a bluish gray going into like a tealy green. Very interesting, or at least like from the pan, that's how that looks like. I haven't swatched it yet in real life, but I think it's gonna be absolutely perfect. So that's for the palette. And then the Lady Rainicorn highlighter, like, I needed that one. It's a rainbow highlighter. I'm sorry, but that's just exactly what I want. So this is how it looks like. It's just like an acrylic packaging with a little picture on top of it. And then here's the little highlighter. It's so pretty, and I think I'm gonna get a lot of uses out of it. The only like little qualm I have with this is usually when Little has collections, they have magnetic palettes. They had that with like their previous eyeshadow palettes, and also with the Avatar Last Airbender collection. But since they started doing these smaller pans, like they had these pans in Spellcraft as well, they're not magnetic, which is so shame, because these would actually fit in my What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette, which is a lot smaller palette, so I could like pick color stories and just depot that and carry that with me, because these are, I assume, because I think these are gonna be really nice shades and nice formulas. So that's my only like kind of annoyance with this, but I understand that for, especially for a collab, like, you want to bring the cost down because the licensing is already pretty high, and you want the products to be the same quality and the same price as your other products. And with that, like, the metal pans and the magnetic palettes are just a lot more expensive. So I think it would be a really expensive collection if this was magnetic, but it's just something that I've learned to like expect expect from Little. So that's the only like little thing. Also, I love that this pad is kind of like, I don't know how you call this, but that kind of like squishy packaging. I love that. It just fits it so well. So let me show you the first look that I created with this. Hi guys, so today we're gonna be playing with the Adventure Time by Littlen. It's a Candy Kingdom palette. And let me actually take the sticker off. And I don't know if I mentioned them in the intro, but for me this palette and the color story is kind of divided into these little sixpence. So there's like one sixpence, second, third, and fourth. And I think that's exactly how I'm gonna structure my 4 looks, because I don't think I would be able to do only 3 looks with this palette. So we're gonna do 4, and I'm gonna kind of show you how I'm orienting with these sixpence. But obviously I can also go by rows, by columns. There's also beautiful quads, like this first quad is gorgeous, the second, honestly, every single quad here is also beautiful, like no matter how you divide it, it will always look really pretty in my opinion. So this is a very well made color story, and like it's organized really nicely. But I'm gonna play with this sixpence over here, the blues. And we're gonna start with the blueberry cobs, this gorgeous kind of like deep turquoise, and I'm taking my Cinch EO6 brush for that, and we're just gonna use that in the crease. So, you know, just like this half moon shape in the crease. And by the way, I've used my Wet n Wild Megalast primer that I'm trying to finish. Okay, now I'm gonna use my Cinch EO2, and I'm gonna take the Cotton Candy first, this beautiful pastel lilac color, and we're gonna use that in the inner part of the crease. And then I'm also gonna blend out the darker shade with it. Like, I'm just gonna kind of soften up the edges of the darker shade and diffuse that into the brow. Yeah, that is beautiful blending out shade. I'm gonna take the peppermint butter. No, butler. I can't read. And I haven't seen Adventure Time, but I do want to watch it. Let me know if you would want me to react to that. Just using that in the outer part of the crease, like in the outer corner. God, these blend so beautiful. Like, it's so funny because I can work with most matte formulas. Like, I can make that work every time. But when you finally get to work with like really good matte, it's just, you just hear angels singing in your ears. Like, it's such a wonderful feeling to have mattes that blend themselves. It's just sometimes you forget that this exists, and you're just kind of used to the fact that, like, as long as it looks like there's a pigment on your eyes, I'm kind of willing to forgive the fact that it takes me like 10 minutes to blend one eyeshadow. But then you have these formulas that just do it on their own. Just such a pleasure to work with. Now I'm gonna take this Glammatrix EO4, this kind of pencil brush, and I'm gonna use the Gumbo Guardian in the on the lower lash line. What I've noticed is that there isn't a lot of inner corner shades. So I might use a highlighter from my collection, or maybe I'm gonna use the unicorn highlighter from this collection. I could technically do matte inner corner as well. And then if I'm gonna use the blue in the inner half or the green one, I'm kind of undecided. I feel like a lot of the times I do green in the inner part, so we might change that. So Lemon Grab is gonna be in the outer part, and the Gumdrop is gonna be in the inner part. Ooh, that is so pretty. It's such a sparkly green. And it has a bit of like, yeah, I don't know if it's the fact that it's over blue that's making this like tealy, or if it's just the shade on its own, but I don't know if these are duochromes or just shimmers, which with Lidl, I don't care if they're just shimmers because their shimmer formula is so pretty. And they usually have a little bit of like, they don't have a dark base, so you can kind of make them into slightly duochromy. If you're gonna use two-toned grease, they're gonna look kind of duochromy. Oh, this has a little bit of like a periwinkle in it. Or maybe it's just very... No, it definitely has a little periwinkle in it. It's not the fact that there's a purpley base. I've been, for the past couple days, well, I've been filming with my dupe, the palette, but otherwise I've been always using my Pendo's eyeshadow, Pendo's palette, which are my like old Oden's eye palettes, and even though it's a nice formula, like it's definitely older, so it's so nice to play with something like this that's just so incredibly beautiful and new. I think I'm gonna try the Lady Rainicorn highlighter in the inner corner. Such a cute little compact. It's like an acrylic packaging, and it is kind of hard to open. That's what I noticed because I already opened it. I haven't took pictures of this though. Now I just remembered that, so I do have to take pictures. Well, I guess there's gonna be a little bit of a use on that. But it's beautiful. I love the fact that you have like the little picture and then this rainbowy highlighter. I'm just gonna gently swirl my brush in the entire band. Like, I don't really want to disturb the band because I still want to take picture of this, and I want it to look at least slightly unused, at least somewhat unused. But shut up. Oh, that's pretty. I'm definitely gonna use it on my face in one of these looks. I don't know if it's gonna be today, but I'm definitely gonna use it on my face at least once. But this is so pretty. Okay, so this is the first look. I might have covered a little bit of that blending with a liner, but I don't know. I felt like I need this. Like, I felt like this fits. So obviously, apart from these eyeshadows, I have a white waterline pencil, which is the Sun Manager liner in the shade 11. It's from Oden's Eye. Then I have this Spectre lash from Glisten. This one is a white one, and I have that on my lower lashes. On my top lashes, I have the All Eyes on Me mascara from Essence. I have my Maybelline Superstay Concealer in the shade 10. Then the matte lipstick from Oden's Eye. This is from the collab with Angelica Nyquist, and it's called Shadow Creature. It's this red one. And then I have my Glisten and Lindt waterliner palette, and I used this bright blue, which is called Maximum Slay, and here on the lower lash line, like, I mixed that a little bit with white, but I think it still looks fairly similar to the top part. As a blush, I have my depotted shade from Oden's Eye from the Merry Christmas palette, which is called Gingerbread, and I mixed it a little bit with this Ice Crystal from Christmas Eve. And as a face highlighter, I have the Beauty May Mini Charms palette, and I'm mixing the shade Supernova with Aurora, this one. So these two, just to get like a pink highlighter on the face. And yeah, that's the whole look, and I think it's beautiful. So let me know what you think. And now let's jump right into the next look. Hi guys, so here's the second look with the Adventure Time palette. And today I decided to do like a kind of like a sunset-y look, which I think is still kind of simple, easy, but also like very, very pretty. As you can see, so let me kind of walk you through every single step. So I started with my Wet n Wild Megalast eyeshadow primer, and then I went in with the Adventure Time palette, and I focused on the other 6 pan on the bottom. So I started with the shade Science, which is this vibrant orange, and blended it into the crease. Then I went in with the shade Jelly Horse in my outer part. It's this really vibrant, deeper purple. And I blended that purple out in the top outer crease with the shade Royal Tart, which is very vibrant, kind of neon-y pink. Then I went in with the NYX Glitter Primer, and on my lids I have the shade Mr. Cupcake, which is in the second half. It's this deep kind of blue turquoise. And in the first half I have the shade Candy Cane Guy, which is this soft green with like a bluey purpley tint to it. It's kind of like a minty shade. And in my inner corner I actually have a matte inner corner, and I used the Banana Guard, which is a beautiful, vibrant, kind of neon-y yellow. It has that like a little bit of like green there, you know, like a highlighter or something like that. And so far I'm really enjoying both the mattes and the shimmers. I think they're really nice, really fun to wear, and I just really enjoy the color story. So we have 2 more looks to go through, and they're gonna be a little bit more softer. Like this was definitely the like darker part of the palette. And for the rest of the face, so I have my Revolution Streamline Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Yellow. Then I have the Essence All Eyes on Me mascara. Then I have my Super Stay Concealer by Maybelline. It's the shade number 10. And the same blush as yesterday, so it's the shade Gingerbread from the Merry Christmas palette. It's like the depotted shade. And then I have the Beauty Bay Mini Charms palette, and this time I use this kind of orangey shade, which is called Infinity. It's a beautiful shade. So that's kind of all that I have on my eyes. Oh, and the liner. I always forget about the liner. I have the Glisten and Lint palette, and I'm using the shade MGMT, this vibrant purple. I think they're definitely not the same. Like I don't know what happened with this eye, but we're gonna ignore that. Sometimes that just happens. And yeah, let me show you one last look at this eyeshadow, and now let's get into the third look. Okay, so here is the third look. This time I kind of went in with this 6 pan over here, so we only have 1 more left, and I'm enjoying this so much. Like, oh, so let me kind of show you what I used. I have my Wet n Wild primer again, maybe for the last time, and then from this palette I used the shade Choco. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, in the first kind of inner half of the crease. Then I have Pop Gang in the outer half. I use Cinnamon Bun as an eyeliner. It's a very light eyeliner. This is a very pastel-y look, but I still wanted to do it. And then on my lid, I've used the shade Candy Elemental in the first half of the lid, and the Ice Cream Guy in the second half. And in the inner corner I have the Candy Castle, and I actually have this Shine On Shimmer Shadow Enhancer. Is that how it's called? Yeah, from Cleonat, because I finished my NYX glitter primer, so I use this one. This is just like a clear, very watery formula that you put on your lids. I mean, the shimmers look beautiful, but it's kind of hard to test it on Little because Little has amazing shimmers. So I'm pretty sure that they would look the same way with the NYX glitter primer. But the shade Ice Cream Guy is a kind of like a green with like a little bit of like a gray in it, and then it flips to this, I don't even know how it flips, like it's just kind of like a seafoamy minty shade. The purpley one is so extremely shiny, like it's just so iridescent shiny. And the Candy Castle, it's also like it's so beautifully like not a yellow, not a green, like it's in between, and has that like yellow base but kind of soft green shine. So that's kind of what I used. I have the Salmon gel liner in the shade 05 as an eyeliner. Then I have the Essence of Eyes on Me mascara, which is almost also finished. I did a little like random liner today. Again, the Glisten and Linz palette. And I have the green one here. It's called Dude. I did these like kind of circles, I guess. And then Maximum Slay. This one for this little dot, and then these like lines. Don't ask me what these are because I don't know what they are. And then for the rest of the face, so I have my Super Stay Concealer from Maybelline, and the matte lipstick from Oden's Eye from the Halloween bundle, and this one is the Swamp Fog shade. I'm really trying to finish it up. Blush is the same as always, so it's the shade Gingerbread from the Merry Christmas palette by Oden's Eye. And then as a highlighter, I'm mixing Milky Way and Infinity, this orange one, from the Beauty Bay Mini Charms palette. So that's like a very warm highlighter. I was first thinking about the pink shade, but then because I kind of went pretty heavy-handed with the blush, I decided to kind of, that's gonna be a better idea. But this is the look, and yeah, even though it's pastel, it's so pretty. I just really love this look. So let me know what you think, and now let's jump into the last look of this video. Hi guys, so here's the last look. I'm very sorry for not having a get ready with me for this look, because I don't know, my camera wasn't rolling for some reason. But yeah, this is the last look for the Candy Kingdom review. And today I focused on this pink 6-pan over here. And I love this look. Like, oh, I love this look so much. So obviously, we went with the pinks. It was very simple look. I obviously started with my Wet n Wild Megalast eyeshadow primer. And then I used this soft pink called Timmy all throughout the first half of the crease. Then I have the Mother Gum, this one, in the outer part, kind of slightly more like winged out, but still just like blending it out. I have James 2 on my lower lash line. I don't know if you can see it because it's pretty much my skin shade, just like slightly deeper, but like very barely, so it's not that obvious. Then I have this ColourPop shadow sticks in the shade Hey Boo, and I created a cut crease with that. And then I used the Marshmallow Kit. I originally thought maybe I'm just gonna use it in the inner corner, but I wanted to know how these shimmers would look over the white base. So, I have a white base there, but I've already swatched this shade and I know that it's very pigmented, so it's not gonna be a problem. And then I have my Shine On primer from Cleonat. And in the first half of the lid, I have the like Butterscotch, which this one is slightly more flaky shade. Like, I think this one was the hardest to pick up on the brush, so I actually went with my fingers instead just to make it slightly quicker. I think I could use my brushes and it would work. I just didn't want it to wait for it to like really, pick the product, and I didn't want it to disturb the pan, so I just used my fingers. And it's a beautiful kind of peachy shade, and this one almost doesn't have any base. Like, you can see a lot of the white shade, or hopefully you can see a lot of the white base with this one, so that's pretty cool. And then I went in with the shade Neddy in the outer half, and this one is very much like a peachy pink, just like a deeper version of the previous shade. It's a very gorgeous shade. And then I just went in with the Wouldn't Eye and So Manager liner. This one is in the shade 01. Then I have, as per usual, my Maybelline Super Stay Concealer in the shade 10. I have my Panorama mascara from L'Oreal, and this lipstick, which is the matte one, called Shadow Creature from the Wouldn't Eye collection with Angelica Nyquist. Blush is, again, the Gingerbread from Merry Christmas Pie by Wouldn't Eye. And a highlighter is the Mini Charms palette by Beauty Bay. And I mixed I think this one is Supernova, this central pink, and then this light pink called Aurora. So these two mixed together to create a face highlight. And I might have went a little overboard with that, but I mean, I have a foundation on. Sorry, I just bumped into you. I have a foundation on today. Because I was feeling like it, so I'm actually mixing the Superstay Maybelline foundation in the shade 10 Ivory with the matte and poreless Fit Me foundation from Maybelline, and this one is the shade 110 because this one is my skin shade and this one is darker, so I'm just mixing it to make it work. But I wanted to try this foundation again. It's just too dark for me. I have to try it in my shade, but I don't want to buy another foundation because I don't wear foundation very often, so you know, I just feel like it probably doesn't really make a lot of sense. But when it comes to this beautiful palette, I love the color story of this and the formulas. It's just such a fun palette. I want to use so many looks. Like, I have so many things I want to do with this. I want to try this row, like the Candy Castle, Choco, and then these purpley blues. I'm sorry, but that is beautiful. Obviously, the row right next to it is gonna be gorgeous as well. This one also looks incredible. Sorry, column. I always mix rows and columns for some reason. This first row, very beautiful, and I want to try that. I am very intrigued with the second row as well, and I also need to try this little quad here. So like the Choco, Candy Elemental, Gumball Guardian, Candy Forest, like this also speaks to me. And that's definitely like the language of my people. And then these very like lesbian colors over here. I need to try that. Because that's just so pretty. So yeah, there's so many looks that I haven't done with this and I want to do with this palette. The shimmers are absolutely beautiful, just as sparkly and soft and wonderful as I remember. Great formula. None of these looks creased on me, and I worn them from like what 9 a.m. to pretty much like 11 p.m. because lately I've been editing like later into the night. So because I don't know, my computer is getting really slow, so it takes me forever to edit everything and post it on time. So yeah, so I've been taking my makeup off at like 11, sometimes even later, and I never experienced any creasing. And I always film my close-up, like take my close-up photos for Instagram right before I take the makeup off. So that's how it looks like after hours upon hours of wear, and I think it looks amazing. So this is just so great. I love this collab, even though I don't know Adventure Time and I definitely want to get into it. I still think that this is absolutely wonderful. I love the way they put this palette together. My only little qualm, and that's just because I know I'm gonna use the shit out of this palette, is, and I think I mentioned that in the intro, there's 24 eyeshadows, and this whole palette weighs 21.6 grams. So you're getting less than 1 gram. And with mattes, that's not that much of a problem because it takes a long time to finish up a matte. But the shimmers, I would not be surprised if for my like mid-year checkup next year, there would be multiple pans or maybe even finished shades. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all because these are so beautiful and I'm probably gonna use them up really quickly. I wish you could buy like refills for this, but obviously it's not magnetic, so you can't, and it doesn't fit with their singles anyways. But this is just such a great palette. This is such a great palette. I love it so much. It's definitely gonna rank really high in my yearly ranking. Like, God, this year has been so good for palettes. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, and I completely forgot to use the highlighter on my face. I don't know what I was thinking, but I completely forgot that I bought it. So I'm definitely gonna use it, and you're gonna see me using this in my like makeup diaries. Or should I just try it? Let me find a brush. Do I have a brush? Here. This one is kind of a little large, but whatever. I'm gonna try to like take the entire strip of everything. Oh, I don't know if you're gonna see the brush, but that's so beautiful. Like, you can see the rainbow on the brush. Okay, I'm salivating. Whoa. Okay. One more cheek. Okay, this is beautiful. I don't know if you're gonna actually see. No, maybe the other side. I don't know if you're actually gonna see it. But I can see the stripes. Like, there's pink, purple, then kind of like blue, and kind of goldy green. Like, well, kind of like a orangey and then goldy. Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna put it on my desk right next to the brushes so that I can see it every single time I reach for a brush. And I'm gonna use it more. So pretty. Okay, I need to like, focus. So I'm completely in love. I'm surprised that you can't see like hard eyes just like bulging from my face, but because that's definitely how I feel right now. I hope I'm gonna have time to also come up with some looks for Instagram. I'm kind of thinking about taking this to Sweden with me, but then if I'm gonna take it to Sweden with me to try it, I'm not gonna film anything in Sweden. Like, I'm gonna maybe have photos of where we've been, and maybe if I'm gonna have a good light, I might take a picture of the look, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to like film my daily looks in Sweden. I don't know, like, I don't know what the room will look like. I don't know if there's gonna be sunlight, and also, I'm probably gonna be doing my makeup really early on in the day to have fun and be able to like explore Stockholm. So I'm gonna have to like think about it. I do really want to take it with me, but that would mean that I wouldn't really show you the looks. But that's it for this collection. Love it beyond, and I hope I'm gonna be able to show you a couple different looks with it as well. So have a wonderful day. Vote down below which look was your favorite, and what is your favorite shade from this palette. I forgot to tell you mine. My favorite shade, this is really hard, but I absolutely adore the Candy Castle and the, where was it, Gumball Guardian. Like, these two, so good. So those are my favorite. Leave yours down below, and have a wonderful day, and I'm gonna be happy to see you tomorrow. Bye.